This guy spent 30 years not knowing World War II ended, and we're gonna find out why.
Hiroo Onoda was trained at the Nakano School as an intelligence officer, where he was taught guerrilla warfare and intelligence gathering. Onoda was sent to Lubang Island near Luzon in the Philippines in late 1944, where he would soon meet up with a group of other Japanese soldiers already on the island. Major Yoshimi Taniguchi had given him orders to live off the land and forbade him to die by his own hand. He would further reassure Officer Onoda by saying, "It may take 3 years, it may take 5, but whatever happens, we'll come back for you."
I mean, it very clearly took more than 3 to 5 years by the title of the video.
Higher-ranked officers in the group made Onoda unable to carry out his mission to sabotage the enemy airstrip and pier at the harbor. This in turn made the U.S. conquest of the island, which was achieved in February 1945, easy. Once U.S. forces were on the island, the large group split up into smaller groups of 3 to 4 men and escaped into the jungle, and were either picked off by the U.S. troops or surrendered, until it was just Hiroo Onoda and 3 others under his command which were left active.
Man, that sucks.
After Japan had formally surrendered in September 1945, Onoda and his group came across a number of leaflets. The first leaflet, left behind by locals, was discovered quite soon, reading, "The war ended on August 15th. Come down from the mountain." However, they concluded that it was an Allied propaganda trick. After this conclusion, the group continued to raid local islanders for food and other resources. General Tomoyuki Yamashita.
I gotta give massive respects to these guys. Like, they really are honoring their country here.
General Tomoyuki Yamashita of the 14th Area Army also dropped leaflets from the air with a surrender order.
Yeah, okay, by that point you should be like, yeah, this is clear.
In 1949, Yuichi Akatsu escaped from the group and surrendered to Filipino forces in 1950, causing the remaining 3 to be cautious to disloyalty. In 1952, the search mission was expanded with letters and pictures from the group's families dropped from an aircraft. This was wrote off as a trick by the 3 soldiers.
Wow.
Every piece of evidence the group came across increased their paranoia and hostilities. While they were dressed in their Imperial Japanese uniforms, the people they came across were in civilian clothing, which they interpreted as Allied soldiers in disguise, with the strategy of luring them out.
Wow.
As a result,
I cannot imagine what these guys went through. And the fact that one of these guys spent 30 years thinking the US were lying to them is bonkers.
But recovered with the help of Onoda in 1953. But on May 7, 1954, he was killed by a search party when he fired upon his potential rescuers, who returned fire on a beach at Gunton. Now just 2 remained. But on October 19, 1972,
well, we fast-forwarded a lot of years,
during a skirmish, Kozuka was shot and killed by the police when he was burning a farmer's rice.
Come on, man. Just think about it. You spent how many, over 15 years with this guy that you're trying to survive with, and then, poof, he's gone just like that.
On February 20th, 1974, a determined Japanese explorer called Norio Suzuki found Onoda. Onoda still refused to surrender. However, Suzuki had the idea to locate his original commanding officer, Major Yoshimi Taniguchi. In March 1974, his former commanding officer, Major Yoshimi Taniguchi, traveled to the Philippines to fulfill his promise to return and end his orders in person. Onoda, still wearing his tattered army uniform from decades ago, saluted the Japanese flag and handed over his samurai sword, his functioning Arasaka Type 99 rifle, several rounds of ammunition, hand grenades, and his family dagger.
I have no words. I have humongous respect for this guy now. Despite all of the things that were sent his way, it never dawned on him that the war was over, and he still kept that honor of defending his country. What a legend.
He published an autobiography in Japan. He thought the war was still carrying on. When he returned to Japan, Onoda was very popular, but he found it hard to adjust to the new post-war Japan and the decay of its traditional values. He published an autobiography and in 1975 left Japan for Brazil, where he raised cattle and later opened a series of training schools. In his last years, Hiroo Onoda said in an interview, "Every Japanese soldier was prepared for death, but as an intelligence officer, I was ordered to conduct guerrilla warfare and not to die."
He did say guerrilla warfare. I was right.
I became an officer and I received an order. If I could not carry it out, I would feel shame. I am very competitive.
So actually, quick disclaimer, I just read about this, but Hiroo Onoda passed away at the age of 91 in 2014. If you learned something new in this video and your mind's blown away, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to see more videos like this one.